There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
And look at him go! He could.
Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I go to war with every single one of you, every fucking game, all right? Here we go! 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3! Win!
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have me douse, not what I'm about, have your fucking cloud. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can. Just tell me that I can.
It's showtime.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree to the TOP from the 313. And unfortunately, Mikey is not on with me tonight because he is doing jury duty in California. And yeah, he's on jury duty all week. So you're just riding with me solo tonight and maybe next week. I have no idea how long that case is going to go on for, whatever case he's, doing his public duties. But yeah, you're on with me tonight. And yeah, let me get some background music here. I always gotta put some background music because I hate that silence in that background, man. I like to have a little bit of voice here. Give me 1 minute, guys. There we go. All right. And then I'll get to your guys' chats in a minute. Give me 1 second. God, I should have had this already. Good to go, right? Shame on me. Okay. So, anyways, guys, we're here. It's Friday Night Lights, and we got a game this weekend against those Saints, those 0-3 Saints. This should be a game where the Bills absolutely destroy the Saints, right? But here's my problem with that. We tend to play down to our opponents, right? So I get we're a heavy favorite. I don't know what we're favored by right now. I think the last time I checked was 15.5 points. If I was a betting man, I would not bet that. We're going to win. I have no doubt about that. But, man, it just seems like when we face teams like this, we just do not we don't play like we should. Like, we do not take these teams to the schoolyard and just whoop them, right? That's just not what we do. We should, and we can. I want to repeat that. We should, and we can, but we don't. And listen, a win is a win, a loss is a loss, right? I'll take it how they come. But God, I would love to see us just put a beating on somebody, right? And we just don't do that often, right? And I don't know if that's just more on McDermott not wanting to show up the other team. But we never go for the kill shot, right? And it can be frustrating at times. You watch last night's game. I don't know if you guys watched last night's game, but between Seattle and Arizona, And you see there at the end there, Seattle was playing not to lose the game, right? Instead of playing to win the game. And it almost caught up to them. They almost lost that game. They had an opportunity to score a touchdown there. And instead, they play it safe. They go for a field goal. They don't take any shots in the end zone. And before you know it, that lead is no longer. It's a tie ball game, right? Just like that. That's the NFL, folks. That's how it works. And I hate that we do that. I hate that we play that kind of game. Look, man, go for the kill shot. If you got it, go for it. I'm tired of this, like where we get up on teams and we let up on the gas. We let up off the gas pedal, right? It's a dangerous thing, especially if you're going against a better team, right? And McDermott, he tends to do that a lot. What's going on, Robert? How you doing, brother? It's just me tonight. So anybody that's just jumping on right now with me, it's just me tonight. Mikey, y'all know he lives in California, and he's on jury duty. So that I know Scott was in here earlier going, man, look what time it is. Still doing jury duty? Yeah, he is, because he's on California time. So that's why Mikey's not here with us tonight. And I don't know about next week either. I also got some news that you're not going to like regarding our Friday Night Lights. It's still going to be same time, 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, until November 21st, I'm only going to be able to do 1 hour of Friday Night Lights because my old job, which you guys know, or some of you do or some of you don't, know that I do security. I've been doing it for years. Nightclubs, bars, whatever, private, all that stuff. Anyways, the bar that I used to work at for years, the guy called me and needed my help for a little over a month. So I told him I would do it. So Friday nights, I got to go to work at 10:30 to 2. So I got to get off here by 10 to leave here by 10:15 to make it to work on time. So just a heads up, the show is only going to be an hour long until November 21st. I know that sucks, but after that, we're good. We're back to normal. But yeah, just throwing that out there. Scott, is the New Orleans game have you concern at all? I think this will be close, but we'll win by 10. Yeah, no concern. Zero concern. But will this be a blowout? Probably not. Just because of the things I said earlier. It's just not what McDermott does. I mean, I can't tell you the last game where we just manhandled a team. I mean, it's been a while, right? And once again, it's not that we can't do it. We certainly can. We should blow this team out. But it's just not in McDermott's, it's just not in McDermott's, it's not what McDermott does, right? It's not in his DNA. That's what I was trying to say. It's not his DNA. What's going to happen in this game, and I'll call it how it is, we're probably going to have a nice size lead going into halftime. We better, by the way. Right? We better. It should better not be 14-14 like last week. But I'm assuming we're probably going to have a nice size lead, 10, 13 points. And the second half is going to be a safe, conservative run, everything short, long drives. And you'll probably see Mitch Trubisky at some point coming in the fourth quarter. But I don't expect, an ass whooping. I don't. I think we'll win by, 10, 13 points. Maybe they prove me wrong, right? Maybe they do. Maybe they run up the score, which I would love to see. No disrespect to the Saints, but listen, this is the NFL, man. We ain't playing around, right? That's what you should think, right? Right? The Bills are going to show we ain't fucking around, but it's just not in his DNA. It's not what he does. McDermott, he coaches not to lose. He coaches safe football, and that's what you're going to see. You're going to see us take the lead. You're going to see a totally totally different team in the second half. Totally different. We may come out in the third quarter, nice drive, but after that, I expect nothing but long drives, run. Everything's short. Just trying to work that clock, man. I kind of felt like that's how it was against the Jets. That's how it was against the Dolphins. Just kind of like this lazy type of offense. It's just kind of long drives. And it is what it is. Once again, just give me the W. I get that point, but y'all thinking like I am, like, man, let's just crush this team. Yeah, like I would love that. I would love to see us have fun out there, just put up a 40 burger. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Robert, the Saints may be better than their record. The Saints wide receivers have a lot of speed. If I was the Saints, I would run over right. Yeah, but here's the deal. I don't trust their quarterback, Robert, at all. And we'll get after him. We'll force him to make mistakes. So yeah, I have no faith in their quarterback, right? So I just don't see. I don't see them being competitive in this game with us. I once again, I could be wrong, right? Could be wrong, but yeah, I don't see them being competitive in this game with us, and I don't see their quarterback doing much damage to us. I just don't. Sophia, Tommy, let's hear a throw him out of the bar story. Yeah, I got many. I got so many of those stories. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not thrilled to go to do this again. I said once I got out of that world, and what I do now, I still do security now, but I do on-site security, guys. So much easier. I sit in my car like a big fat lazy ass, and I just watch a construction site, right? Like there's nothing to it, right? The gates are locked. I mean, like, right? I'm not dealing with drunk people. I'm not dealing with, these idiots, these clowns out there. But, dealing with it for so long, and I finally got out. I was like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do that again. And especially nowadays, guys, it's gotten wild, right? Like it's people just don't care anymore, right? They'll stab you. They don't give two shits. They'll go to jail. They don't care. And it's wild out there. But yeah, I made a promise, and I'm gonna keep my end of it. So it is what it is. But yeah, I have many. There's so many stories. What up? But it's funny. I the way I do security, bouncing, whatever you want to call it. I'm not like a hothead. I try to, give everyone an opportunity. Even when I kick people out, I'm not trying to choke you or anything stupid like that. Like I want you to understand that, hey man, there's always tomorrow. All right, it's the end of the world. You ain't going to jail. Just leave, right? You can always come back tomorrow. And not only that, there's so many bars that you can go to right now, right? This ain't the only bar in town. So, I try to get through people like that. And most of the time, I'll be honest with you, it works, right? But at times, there's people that just don't want to listen. And they got a lot of alcohol in them. And yeah, and if it comes down to that, then it is what it is. Right? Then they got to deal with me, right? So, but no, I don't really. I try my best not to engage like that, man. What up? How you doing? Appreciate you stopping in tonight. Tonight will be a quick 1 hour podcast. I got to be to work tonight by 10:30. So once again, I appreciate you guys being with me tonight. Let's see here. Roy beat the Jets by 20. Yeah, Roy, but once again, probably could have put up more. Look, I'm not saying I'm not saying that, oh man, if the Bills don't crush these bad teams by 40 all the time, oh, shame on them. I'm not saying that. It's just not in their DNA. And go back and watch that Jets game. Were we really pushing, the pedal to the metal in the second half? Not really. Like the Jets were dead in water by the second quarter, midway through. Like it was, they tapped out, right? They are already done. They were waving the white flag. Let's be real, right? We could have put up way more points if we wanted to. You know that. I know that. Everyone watching. Matter of fact, that game might have been the longest, boring second half game I've ever seen. It dragged on, and I think was like one of the latest 1 o'clock games to end that weekend. It was just, I was just like, okay, can we just end this game already? Like the Jets have already waved the white flag, right, quarters ago. But yeah, let's see here. Spin, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you joining me tonight. You think if Tommy had a chance to toss me out of a bar, it would make his day? Nah, Spin. Nah. Honestly, no, man. You're a good dude, bro. You're a good dude. I know you like to bust people's balls on here, man. And all the other podcasts out there that you tend to go on, that I see you on. So it ain't just mine. So it makes me feel better, right? So I'm not getting just a Spin treatment here. Other podcasters are getting the same treatment as I do from Spin. So thank you so much. So yeah, going back to this game, man. If you guys are expecting a blowout, more than likely it's not going to be. I mean, we'll probably win by 10, 13 points, which is fine. Once again, I'm not going to like sit here and complain after the show and be like, oh my God, we're terrible. We're going to beat the Saints by 21 points. Like, I'm not going to do that, but I will stick with my guns, and I will say the Bills need to learn how to take the kill shot a little bit more often, right? You can't fuck around with some of these NFL teams. The Saints, who gives a shit, right? You want to play that bullshit ball in the second half that, everything's short, run, kill the clock, safe, right? Let's just play. Let's be conservative. Okay. I mean, it's the Saints, right? The chances of them coming back are probably slim to none. Okay, cool, whatever. Let's get out of there with a win. Fine. But you face teams like the Chiefs, right? Like the Lions. I'm just throwing the better offense out there. Rams, right? Teams with better at Philly. You can't fuck around, right? You got to lead. You got to continue to put the pedal in the metal and build on that lead. Be aggressive, or it's gonna bite you. It's gonna bite you in the ass. And especially in the playoffs, you can't go conservative in playoffs. You can't coach not to lose and be afraid to go to do what was working in the first half. To continue to be aggressive on offense, to continue to be aggressive on defense. I've noticed that with McDermott, he's does that a lot, especially in the playoffs. We build a little bit of a lead, and he wants to go very conservative, and you just can't do that. You can't, because before you know it, it's a tight ball game, and I hate seeing it. So when we talk about these bad teams, when we should be scoring 40 and beating them by, at least, right, 16, 20 points, it's because we're a good team, right? We should beat that bad 0-3 Saints team by 16 to 20 points. We should. This game should not be close. It should not be 10 points, right? It shouldn't even, this game should not be close at halftime. We're at home. We're a way better team, way better quarterback. Like, there's no excuse here not to be up pretty big by halftime. So, that's where I'm going with it. Once again, I get it. You guys will say, who cares if we win by 1, right? But I told you why I care, because it sometimes could bite you in the ass and you can wind up losing against better teams if you play that way, play that style, right, of football. And, McDermott's guilty of that. I don't discriminate. I know, Spin. You don't, man. You go to all these channels and you let them have it. I saw this, and obviously we know this to be true. Let me pop this on the screen here. So why the Buffalo Bills are gun shy at throwing the ball downfield. Yeah. So let's dive into this article real quick. If I can figure out, there we go. All right. And let me pause that. I don't want to get copyright. All right. The Buffalo Bills feel like a Ferrari stuck in first gear They are 3-0 for the second consecutive season and scored 30-plus points in all 3 games so far. In spite of that, plenty of members of Bills Mafia are already growing relentless with the offense and its lack of explosive downfield plays. Instead of long bombs, the Bills' offense has been death by 1,000 BBs. Per next-gen stats, Josh Allen has 0 completions of 20-plus air yards over the last 2 weeks. On the flip side of the coin, Allen leads the NFL in passing yards on quick passes as well as EPA on quick throws. Fans voiced frustration during Buffalo's Thursday night win over Miami Dolphins over how conservative the offense looked. Allen threw just one ball, 20-plus yards downfield, and only one additional pass more than 10 yards downfield. The seemingly conservative approach isn't like the Bills, even under Joe Brady, who has leaned into a more efficient passing attack, balanced out by a good run game. So why are the Bills playing with a more quick game style? It's a fairly straightforward puzzle to solve. A lack of separation. I've been saying it, and y'all been kind of like going, I don't know about that. Yeah, I'm seeing it, guys. When I watch the film, it's the first thing that pops to me. Separation. The Buffalo Bills wideouts aren't great at creating separation downfield. They brought in Josh Palmer to be the downfield threat guy. His average separation is 2.3 yards. For reference, the league leader for separation amongst qualified receivers is Turpin at 5.3. Khalil Shakir is in the top 10 in separation with the average of 4.3, but that's as the slot guy. He's not a perimeter receiver who's getting downfield separation. The next closest qualified receiver on the Bills roster in terms of separation is Keon Coleman, but he's putting up a mediocre average of 3.4 yards. Palmer averaged 3.2 of separation on his lone reception of 20-plus yards in week 1, but has been very quiet over the last 2 weeks. Kincaid is averaging 3.5 yards of separation, but again, he's not a perimeter player. However, he has proven to be one of Allen's most reliable targets downfield, down the seam, similar to what Travis Kelce has been for Mahomes for so long. Do these numbers completely absolve the Bills of any criticism regarding the vanilla offense? No. They should remember that Josh Allen is their quarterback and try a little bit more when it comes to testing the defense downfield, especially against a Dolphins team on their 9th-string quarterback. However, Allen himself said it best when asked about this on Thursday. I just want to win football games. People want to talk about the last game. Kevin just told me that people are mad that we're not pushing the ball downfield. And it's just like, we're winning football games. And we're doing that. We're doing what's asked of us. Taking what's there for us. Teams want to play these split safety coverages and keep everything in front of us. But completions and letting guys like Khalil get the ball in his hands and make play and go score. Same thing with Dalton Kincaid. We're just trying to win football games, whatever that may be. Winning games is the most important thing, of course. So as long as the Bills are doing so and putting up 30 plus, Bills fans can sleep well at night knowing that if when they need to chuck it, they have the best quarterback in the NFL doing so. So that's the end of that article. I wanted to read that to you guys, kind of understand a bit of some of the frustration building up with Bills Mafia in the wide receiver room. Let me get to some of the comments and then I'll continue. Spin, you think if Tommy had a chance to talk, I already saw that. Yeah, I'm reading the same thing. Don't discriminate. Yeah. Okay. See, Saints suck. They're not a good team. Saints going 0-17 this year, Jacob. Going 0-17 is tough, right? Just like going 17-0, it's really tough. I don't know if they go 0-17. They're gonna wind up winning a game, right? Or 2 or 3. So there's only 2 teams that did it. That I if I remember right, it's the Lions and God, who was the other team, guys, that didn't win a game? The Lions did it one year. That was the year that they won all their preseason games. So out here in Detroit, they called them like preseason champions. I forget the other team. God, can somebody help me out? Oh, the Browns. Thank you, Spin. It was the Browns, right? So there were only 2 teams that went winless in NFL season. So it's not Thank you. Appreciate it, Jacob. So it's not like something that happens a lot. I just don't see the Saints not winning a game. There's going to be a game or two that they win. Maybe they are just playing down to their opponents. You talking about the Bills? Yeah, but that's an excuse. You should never play down to any opponent, right? Like, I don't like that either. That can also bite you in the ass, right? Now, back to this, right? This article about the Bills not throwing it deep. And it's, to me, I'm not even so mad about them not going deep. Like, that part, I don't really care about too much. Like, I really don't, guys. Are they fun? Of course. Like, when big plays happen, obviously. Like, I would love to have Allen, throw a 50-yard, 60-yard bomb, every game, right? To Moore, to Palmer, Keon. But look, my issue with this wide receiver room is separation. And you saw it there. What I read, separation is terrible. It's so bad. I watch y'all 22. I do, just like Mikey. And, of course, some of you guys may agree, may not agree with my take, and that's okay. But I don't see it. I see Allen getting the ball, going through his reads, waiting for a receiver to get open, and they all have a clock in their head. Every quarterback has a clock in their head when to get out of the pocket, right? It's usually about 2.5 seconds, 2.3, 2.5. They got to get the hell out of there. And that's why you see Allen do a lot of scramble drills, right? Where, okay, first read, nope. Second read, I got to get out of here, right? And he's usually buying more time for these receivers. They finally get open. And what's that mean? Now it's just a scramble drill, right? So the initial play is gone. The initial play that was called is not the play. Now we're in scramble drill. And obviously Allen's is the best at the scramble drill situation. We know this, right? Allen, that's what makes Allen so special. He can buy time, and eventually someone is going to get open. I mean, that's how it works. But not every quarterback can do that, right? Thank God we got Josh Allen, who's able and understanding, one, to get the hell out of the pocket, because he knows that the clock's in his head that the defense is coming, right? At some point, right? You only got so much time to hang around. And then two, to understand that he has to run around and avoid getting sacked and buy a little bit more time for a Keon Coleman to get open, or a Palmer, or a Moore, or a Kincaid, or a Dawson Knox. It's now, once again, though, I'll go back to Joe Brady. I don't know if this is scheme related. I don't know if Brady's dialing it up right for each player, right? If he's understanding each player's strengths and what they do. I want to see, like, Coleman on more slant routes. He doesn't do them often. I see maybe one or two a game. I want to see a little bit more from that. We tend to have big plays when Keon does those slants. Keon usually picks up pretty good yards. We just don't do enough of it. What about Elijah Moore? Why not get him more involved, right? Use his speed to an advantage. We just don't. We go away. We do it here and there. Don't do enough of it. Palmer, here is Palmer going to turn into Curtis Samuel, except for the injuries? A 3-year guy that's really just average. I mean, right now we're getting average to below average play from Palmer. We got to be a little bit real, right? When it comes to what we're seeing on the field, what we're seeing from the wide receiver room. I'm happy with that we're 3-0. I'm happy that we're, scoring around 30 points a game, right? Everybody eats. It's kind of working, right? I like that we're balanced. I love that James Cook is living up to his contract, and really more, right? He's living up even better than his contract, right? And I was wrong about James Cook. James Cook is showing out, balling out. But this wide receiver room is not pretty. It's not right now. It's it's looking a lot like last year, guys. And if y'all recall last year, we were in the same kind of boat, right? Where the Bills started off, same thing, right? I think we were 3-0, and we were like, oh, everybody eats. Woo, wait, it's working, baby. We're putting up points. We're 3-0. Everything's great. But was everything great? Right? Or were you just was the record kind of blinding you from the reality that we might have a problem here in that wide receiver room when Matt Collins is, Josh Allen's go-to guy, some of these games. That's not what I want. And I'm sure there's no way the Bills went into the season going, yeah, Matt Collins is probably going to be, our go-to guy in some of these games. Like, there's just no way. And eventually it caught up to us and we had to make a trade. We brung in Cooper, and Cooper, say what you want about him, but Cooper made a difference. And just the fact that he was there on the field and defenses had to respect him. And it gave guys like Keon Coleman more opportunity. Keon Coleman had his best game that year when Cooper was first got here. Come on, guys. You think that's a coincidence? Of course not. Right? Gabe Davis, right? Gabe Davis had some good games. Why? Because Stephon Diggs was here. It's just the reality of it. I mean, that's what a true one brings and provides, right? The defense has to respect that true run. They double them. They defensive coordinators, they game plan for them more, and it gets everybody else more opportunity. We don't have that, and I don't think defenses really respect our wide receiver room. I don't think they do. I don't think they respect our deep game. They know that we're not going to throw deep, and it just shows. So I'm happy that the Bills are 3-0. I'm happy that we're scoring 30 points a game, but you should always want more. And if you see something that's, not going too good, voice your opinion. And if you guys disagree, by the way, I totally understand. It is what it is. Opinion based. I was enjoying my buddy's podcast, my buddy Aramis. He was solo tonight too, because my big dog Keys had to work like me or like me later. And there's people in the chat sometimes, just in the chat, just in life in general, can be very one-sided. All right, like very there's not a lot of people that are just kind of like, okay, I'll listen to you, down the middle. I'll listen to both sides. Okay, it's people that are just so one-sided and oh my God, if you disagree with their takes, you don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. You don't watch football. I did all this research, right? Like, oh yeah, like, okay, listen, I get it. And by the way, I'm not knocking anyone that does that, and that's great. And if you're going to debate, I highly suggest, your facts and you bring stuff up, that. But once again, just because you're reading up, you're bringing stuff up, doesn't mean that other people are going to agree with that. They may go, okay, I read that too, and I still don't agree with that, right? I'm seeing the game different. That's okay, right? That's all right, right? And I just don't understand why people don't understand that. Like, my what I say here ain't gospel, bro. You can, I'm only voicing my opinion on what I see. Once again, you all can see things totally different than I do, and that's okay. And we can debate a little bit, but once you start talking down to people and, oh, you don't know what you talk, you're an idiot, you don't watch football, you don't know what you talk, blah, 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 like, bro, really? Right? Like, come on, man, stop. Yeah, that's my problem, right? You can voice, you can have an opinion, no problem. But once it starts to be like, you're an idiot because I did this and like, dude, right? I don't know what to tell you anymore, man. Go. I promise you guys, there's like 50 Bills podcasts out there, right? Maybe more. I don't know. At this point, there could be 100. It's like a new podcast opening up every day on YouTube, right? And I promise you, every single one of those channels will have their own different takes, and they're going to be animated. They're going to tell you like 100. Yeah, dude, I did my research. I'm telling you, and there's going to be people that agree. There are going to be people that go, I don't know. And there's going to be people that are going to be, hey, I agree with some, and I don't agree with some. That's okay. That's me. Like when I watch a podcast, right, I usually take something from it and I'll go, okay, that guy made a great point, or yeah, no, I don't really agree with that, but I did agree with what he said earlier. Like that's how I watch podcasts, right? But some people are just, this guy, everything he's saying is fucking the best. And it's great. And he's 100% correct. And if you don't agree, you're an idiot. It's like, what the fuck? I don't know. I don't get down. I don't understand. I don't get down like and I'm not going to, I'm not going to bite my tongue. Right. Right. I'm going to tell you, look, man, yeah, we all have different takes, bro, on life in general. Steve, it takes time to build a team. Scoring 30 plus and not being sharp is incredible. I have coached for years, and new additions will not click. Yeah, look, Steve. Totally understanding. It's we're 3 weeks into the season. A lot of new faces here. I'm with you, right? Totally understand that. And I'm not 100%. Going, oh God, the worst receiver room in the NFL by far. I'm not saying that, right? And I get what you're going from, or you're coming from. And sometimes it does take time to get that communication down, especially with your quarterback, right? And the trust, right? Because Josh Allen saying, he has certain guys that he goes to a little bit more often, than others, right? And that's that building trust, communication, all that stuff, right? I get that. I'm with you on that. And it could take some time. However, we said that last year too, right? Just pointing that out. And we wound up making a trade for Amari Cooper. And that's my fear, right? Is we're a good team, right? And we will continue to be a good football team. And I'm not saying we're a bad team. It often stinks. Nothing like that. I'm just saying it could come down to, again, where McDermott or Brady is looking at the offense going, man, we may need more help here for Josh in the wide receiver room, like they did last year with Cooper. Because I promise you, last year there was a lot of people when we were talking about this that were also saying the same thing. Got to give it time. Everything's fine. We're 3-0. We're scoring this. We're scoring 30. No need to worry about it. If things will start to gel, and it never really worked out that way, right? We had to make a move. Once again, we'll see what we do this year. I like the guys. I do like the additions more. I was excited about getting Palmer. I wasn't like totally, blown away with the signing, but I was like, okay, the guy is a good route runner, create a little separation, good with separation. But I just haven't seen enough from Palmer right now in the first 3 games to go, man, that's a great signing. It's been underwhelming for him, really. I mean, he hasn't really, outside that first week where he made one play, really, you know what I mean? Outside of that, he's not doing it for me, right? He's just not. Can he eventually, like you said, in time, get that communication down better with Josh and, Brady understand what Palmer does better, dial up more plays for him? Sure, of course. But right now, through 3 weeks, it's the receiver room is shaky, right? And I get what you guys are going to say. We're scoring points. I understand that, but just like life in general, can you be better, right? Do you want to be better? Of course. There's always room for improvement, right? Always. So we'll see. Robert, most Bills podcasts are McDermott puppet show, especially the KJR 550. All the Bills TV broadcasters are McDermott puppets. Yeah, well, Robert, a lot of those guys, of course, are that's a Buffalo Bills, I think, up there, radio station WGR. And a lot of times they work closely with the Bills organization. They don't want to get bad ties with them, probably, to have like coaches on for interviews and stuff. But I'm with you. I totally get what you're saying. I try to be down the middle. Once again, I try to, tell you how it is in my eyes, right? There's some people that hate Bean. I'm on the other side. I don't feel that Bean's done a bad job at all. I feel that, he's giving what McDermott wants, right? He's doing the things that McDermott wants and asks for, right? McDermott is ultimately the chef, right? And Bean has to go get in his ingredients. It's not Bean's fault that what McDermott's asking for is not tasting too good. Right? You know what I mean? Or it's just okay, right? Like, and obviously Allen is what makes this team go, right? Without Allen, and you put even a Baker Mayfield here. Let's just throw Baker out here. It's not the same. We're not going to score 30 a game. I promise you. He's not going to do the things Allen's doing by buying a lot of time for his receivers. Look, Baker has talented receivers on his roster. He has guys that can create separation, go deep. Allen doesn't have that. When Allen had it, you saw different. You just saw the offense clicking a little better. That's all. But I still think this everybody eats 2.0 can work. I do, but everybody has to play their part and be better. And Brady has to also understand, the player's strengths and use them on this offense a little bit better. That's all I'm saying. Spin, laugh on. We all know Tommy won't bite his tongue. He's too busy talking to have a chance to actually bite it. Spin. Yes. You know what? There you go. I agree. 1,000% with you. Jessica, do you think they will play Samuel this week to showcase him? That's a great question, Jessica. I've heard that they might play Landon Jackson, by the way. I'm curious about that. That's going to, that name pops out to me as far as guys potentially playing that haven't played this season so far. Samuel is interesting. That is interesting. Should they showcase them on a game that we should easily win? Yeah, maybe. Why not? Because there's no way out of that contract unless you trade him. And the only way a team is trading for Curtis Samuel is they got to see that he can provide something if they're going to take that contract on. If he's not out in the field and he's not showing anything, why would I give up anything for Curtis Samuel and take that contract on? One, I know he's constantly hurt, and two, he's not even playing and he's healthy now. So, if I'm a GM, and Bean's calling me with, hey, what do you think about Curtis? I'm going to go, I don't know. Do you have anything on him? Do you have any kind of film on him? Right? So, maybe it would be smart if that's what they're trying to do. If they're trying to move on from him, get somebody to, trade for him. This might be the game to maybe showcase him, but knowing our luck, we throw him out there, he gets hurt right away. Right? The guy can't stay healthy. Robert, if you look at the Panthers, when Cam was there, and the Panthers never drafted wide receivers for Cam. Yeah, but Bean, I don't think Bean was a GM there. Bean was, I think, the assistant or something like that. So I'm not going to blame Bean for that. And McDermott obviously was a defense coordinator there, so he didn't play a part of that. And I'm not sure when Steve Smith came around, to be honest with you. I don't know if he was there with the Cam Newton days. So I'm not gonna. Somebody has memory if Steve was on the Cam Newton teams. I don't recall. I got to be honest with you. I know he obviously had Kelvin Benjamin, but look, Kelvin Benjamin, we all know Kelvin Benjamin very well. Kelvin Benjamin in Carolina actually had a pretty good year, or maybe a couple years with Carolina. But that's because he had a really good quarterback, and Cam Newton at the time, who was playing obviously MVP football. MVP quarterback. So it shows you what a really, really good to great quarterback can do. For these receivers, they can make them look really good. And it's the other way around too. When you have a dynamic, excellent wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, you can have an average quarterback out there, and that average quarterback can look pretty good when a receiver is getting that much separation. You know what I mean? So it kind of works both ways, but more so on the quarterback, right? Tom Brady did it for years. The best can do it, right? But of course, if you have a really, really talented wide receiver and a great quarterback, yeah, you're going to probably win Super Bowls. You're probably going to win Super Bowls. Just throwing that out there. I mean, Troy and Irvin and, you know, right? You know, I'm sure there's, you know, Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison. And there's a lot, right? I mean, you can even really kind of go with, you know, Tom Brady and Gronk. I mean, Gronk, even though he's a tight end, he's still Hall of Fame. So you got to have somebody out there that's, you know, great as well, I think, to get to that goal of a Super Bowl, but not always. But when we flip that and we say, okay, not always, but what do you normally need to have then? A defense, right? That means your defense has to be a pretty good defense. Look at Philly last year. Philly's defense was just excellent, right? And their offense, obviously, they had some playmakers. A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley, and they won a Super Bowl. Right? It's very hard to win a Super Bowl without talent, right? Pure talent outside the quarterback. You got to have a little help. And I feel like Allen has help, but it's not that type of help. And Allen is really doing his best to make these guys look better than maybe what they are, if that makes any sense. And maybe these guys can get better. I'm hoping Keon Coleman will, because I was high on Keon Coleman coming out of the draft. I thought the Bills should draft Keon Coleman, but I also said Keon Coleman's going to take a little time, 2 or 3 years to develop. And right now, I would say, you know, I don't know if he's taken a big step forward. I think he's taken a step, but not a giant step forward. And I need to see more. I need to see bigger steps from our rookies. And we really haven't seen that. I'm going to be real with you guys. Outside of Allen, and when I'm talking about a giant step forward, I'm talking about this guy took it to the next level. Oh, I take that back. James Cook. Josh Allen, James Cook. Those are the two guys that stick out for me. If I'm missing someone, tell me. And I'm talking about a giant step forward. Like Khalil Shakir, love the dude, and I think he's taking a step forward, but I don't think he's taken a giant step forward. Yeah, so we need better from these rookies. Nomanch, Chad, Tommy Gunn, what up? Gives us a Ravens-Chiefs score prediction. Whew, that is a tough one. Let me see here. They are playing. Where are they playing? Let's see here. So it's going to be, is it in Kansas City? Let me see here. Why am I not seeing that game? Where is that damn game? Ravens at Chiefs. Okay. God. That's tough, dude. I want to say the Ravens are better. They should win. But the Ravens defense, lately, and really this season has been giving up some points. And the Chiefs defense is still pretty decent. They still can hold, keep the team around, as far as the score goes. I don't know. I think that game is going to be close, bro. I'm going to go Kansas City, bro. But honestly, one of those teams are going to go to 1-4, right? Or 1-3, sorry. And that to me is great, right? So I'll go KC. I'll go 30-27 Kansas City in that game. But it could go either way. I think it's going to be close. Samuel's a healthy scratch, probably. Would it surprise you, right? If he is, probably not. I would play him. They're going to play Landon Jackson, which they should. Well, I'll take that back. I feel like they're going to play Landon Jackson. No official word yet, but they should, right? This is a game where you can kind of start, giving these other guys some opportunities that haven't gotten opportunities yet. the Landon Jacksons of the world, right? Curtis Samuel, right? I also feel like you could start doing a little bit more on offense here. Try get a little bit more creative in this kind of game, right? You don't have to. I'm not talking about, going crazy and flea flickers and all this stuff, but maybe open up a little bit. You don't want to showcase everything, but let's open up a little bit, maybe. Let's see here. Robert, I pray that the Sanders, Jackson, Walker start playing to their strengths. I want Samuel's job 6 million to sit on the bench. I know, right? Crazy, right? I mean, just to sit there in street clothes, do nothing. Steve, just so everyone knows, this is not McDermott's defense anymore. He is now a head coach, and this defense has Ryan Nielsen written all over it. Guys like Gruden are not showing out yet, but see, Steve, I get where you're going with this, and I like Ryan Nielsen, and I think Nielsen's a great addition. However, with that being said, for the first 3 weeks, it still seems like a McDermott defense. It still has McDermott's print all over it. It's still Bobby Babich calling the plays, who is more than likely it's still a McDermott-based scheme. I haven't, we don't have many sacks on the season. Now, once again, it could just be players that are, we got a lot of young guys trying to come and, find their way. We still got Hoyt that's coming back later in the season. I get that. Things could be better, right? Once these guys get back and rookies start to, the game starts to slow down a little bit more for the rookies. But right now, and with McDermott's ego, I don't know if I buy into that a guy's going to come in here and just take the book away, the defensive playbook, that is, and just be like, all right, McDermott, you wanted to hire me. It's, get out of the way and go coach. I'm going to take care of this now. Like, I don't see that. I really don't. If you do that, that's okay. But I don't see McDermott just handing the keys over. This is his defense. This is his scheme. These are his players that he wanted for the scheme that he's running. He made Babich the defensive coordinator for a reason, in-house. He didn't go out. He could have he could have hired out, right? He could have hired a defensive coordinator that was, available somewhere, from another team, right? That was available. He didn't. He chose to stay with Bobby Babich because Bobby Babich knows the scheme. Bobby Babich is young. He's going to listen to McDermott. McDermott probably has taken over play calling at some point since Bobby Babich has taken over last year. I almost can guarantee it. There's been games or moments that McDermott has taken over play calling. He did it to Frazier multiple times while Frazier was here, and Frazier was a seasoned coach, defensive-minded head coach, coordinator. And why do you not think he would do the same to Babich? Probably has. And also Babich could be an easy fall guy. If things don't work, this defense still struggles. All right, Babich, you got to go, right? I'm going to hire, we're going to do the next guy. We're going to promote the next guy. That's how I see it. Now, hey, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe Ryan Nielsen, he's given Nielsen that respect, and Nielsen's going to do it his way, and McDermott's off hands, but I just don't see it that way. Does Henry fumble again? I know, right? He seemed very upset that he fumbled in that game. He kind of pouted a little bit on the sideline. So, it's funny. Somebody mentioned the sleeves that he wears, that they could be slick. And that's a great point. It could be, right? The sleeves kind of slick and the football's kind of, I don't know. Could be, I don't know. I have no idea, but he's fumbling at the worst times. That's, in his fumbled at the worst time in week 1 against us, on his side of the field, right? Against the Lions, not good, led the points. So yeah, he has to figure that out, man. because he's an unbelievable running back, but you can't put the ball on the ground. Can't do it. It's gonna cost you. Spin, you ask me, he is fumbling at the best times. True, Spin. Very true. Very true. And look, the Lions, by the way, woo! Did they give the Ravens an ass whooping? That's how you do it on defense. But what do they got that we don't? They got some electric players on defensive line, right? And it really, honestly, Hutchinson is an absolute dog. He's a beast. He's an impactful player. We don't got that. I love Groot. I do. I think Groot's a good player, but he ain't no Hutchinson. Bosa, good player, really good. In his prime, yeah, one of the best out there, but he ain't in his prime no more. He's a good, solid player, a vet player. He's having a good season with us. I'm not going to complain about the season he's having, but he ain't no Hutchinson. Come on, you know that. And when you have that speed and the ability that Hutchinson has, and man, you can get after a quarterback. And he did. And they sacked him 7 times. And they just collapsed. They just collapsed on Lamar. He had nowhere to go. He couldn't escape. East, west, north, south. I mean, he was done. Right? So I would love for our defense to have a game like that, to just be so aggressive and getting to the quarterback, making those type of plays consistently, right? I would love to go into a game saying, man, our defense today is going to get at it. We are going to really make some plays today. And I just never, I'll be honest with you guys, I never had that feeling. And we shouldn't, for a defensive-minded head coach, it should be the opposite. We should feel going into games by year 9 with the defensive coordinator, our defensive-minded head coach, that is, that our defense is just, a nightmare, swarming, right? Just this aggressive defense that, offenses just cannot figure out. And I don't have that feeling at all. I never have. I really haven't. Like, it's just not what we do. The difference between JA-17 and Lamar is that JA-17 wants to win at whatever cost. Lamar well padded his MVP stats for personal accolades. Very evident versus the Lions. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna knock Lamar. Lamar's a good player. He is. He's really good. I have him up there with obviously, we're talking about tier 1 quarterbacks. Top 3 be Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, right? I mean, like, guys that are simply just better than the rest. And there's no knock on Burrow or some of these other really, really good quarterbacks out there, but they just do something, they provide a little bit more than those guys. But yeah, I feel that Allen is better than Lamar. I feel like he makes, better decisions. He's also beating them head to head when it counts, playoffs. And that's, one thing Mahomes has over Allen is beating them when it counts, playoffs, right? And until Allen can get that off his back, and really this Bills team, and knock out the Chiefs, it's going to be one of those things, man. And, and just like Lamar, and the Ravens, they just simply can't beat the best in the playoffs. And that's the Buffalo Bills. That's the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. They run into that wall. And we got to figure it out. We have to figure it out. Damn, Tommy, hooked on phonics. Yeah, I know. Listen, I got halfway through and I just threw the book away, so that's why I'm all fucked up. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna play some Real Men of Genius, because you guys know, I told you guys earlier in the podcast, I got to cut this down to an hour because I am working back to work at the bar I used to work at doing security. They need me till November 21st, so unfortunately, I can only be here for an hour with you guys. So. But once November 21st ends, I'm back to a 2-hour, 2.5 hour, whatever we go, however long we go podcast. So I'm sorry that I'm cutting it short, but money calls, work calls, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a couple of these videos for you guys. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Let me give you my score prediction, by the way, because man, I didn't even get, and it sucks I didn't really get into the game, and I apologize. But this game is not much to talk about. The Buffalo Bills should handle their business at home against a bad Saints team. Plain and simple. There's not much to, really, go head first, dive into and be like, oh, bro, the Bills need to do this and that, and if they expect to win, like this game is a game Buffalo should have no problem winning, no problem. So I'm gonna go. God, I'm gonna say they're gonna keep it around where they average, right, the 30 range. I'm gonna go 33. They're gonna probably give up some bullshit touchdown. I'm gonna go 33-10. 33-10 is my score prediction. And that's great. Like, I hope that's a 20-point lead. That's a blowout. I could say, obviously, I'm cool with that. But I can promise you this: we'll have a nice size lead in the first half, and then the second half we're going to play very conservative, milk the clock. Just have these long, boring ass drives. And yeah, you're just going to be like, all right, let's just get this game over with. So, all right. Anyways, let me get to the Real Men of Genius, and then I'll bounce out of here. So let's see. Real Men of Genius. What do I got tonight for you guys? All right. Let's go with this one.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
This Memorial Day, we salute you, Mr. Gasoline Barbecue Starter.
Mr. Gasoline Barbecue Starter.
Never mind charcoal chimneys and easy lighting briquettes. The only way to start a real barbecue is with a gallon of 93 octane and a big book of matches.
Yeah.
The sky.
Who needs eyebrows? You're hungry, and you've got 7 pounds of lamb shanks ready to go.
That's a lot of kebabs.
You don't just defy convention. You defy warning labels and common sense.
That ain't no IQ.
So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh Prince of the Pyrotechnics, because no one makes a backyard mushroom cloud like you.
Mr. Gasoline Barbecue Starter.
Bud Light beer.
All right, I'll play one more and then I got to bounce, guys. All right, let's see here. One more. What do I got for you guys? All right. Let's go. What is this one? I don't even know what this one is. We'll play it.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Never before has one man done so much with so little.
Lifting them higher.
From mosquito bites, pimples, and pancakes to melons, mountains, and major league yabos. An engineering feat so brilliant it can only be described as va-va-va-voom.
Ba-ba-boo.
Thanks to you, even a 90-year-old grandmother can go from A to double D in a single bound.
What's your number, Granny?
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh hoister of the hooter, because when it comes to the bust, you're the best.
Thank you.
Bud Light beer.
Oh, good Lord. See you Sunday post-game, Tommy. I appreciate you, man. I'll be here actually pre-game at 11:30 with King Aramis, and I'll also do the halftime show, and then obviously post-game with me and Mikey. So appreciate you guys rocking with me tonight. Once again, sorry that I have to cut it a little bit early. But yeah, I'll be, actually, man, I can't, man, I'm been a long week, guys. Tomorrow at noon is AFC East Shakedown. You don't want to miss that either. We have a lot to talk about from last week's game and obviously preview this weekend's game as well. So Mafia, Bills Mafia, you know I love you, and as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace. Go Bills.
Just love
shine.